Oh, hello everyone. It's Sunday evening. It's the 20th of July, 2025. Last Sunday was quite spectacular because that was the highest weekly candle close ever. I don't think it's going to happen tonight, but you never know. Anything can happen. I'm not actually going to stay here until the candle will close because that is in about 4 or 5 hours time. So that's a little bit too long, but I'm certainly happy to be here for like an hour or so to see what's going on. Let me just check the audio's okay. It is indeed, so that's fantastic. Any problems, let me know. I'm sure you will. So I'm just going to go through a few comments and say hello to a few people. Now, there is something I need to know, actually. I believe there is well, at the moment, I have this offer here for Stonksy, and the code for this one, right? I think I've got a better one than this because I heard TMG earlier on talking about one. So this one gets you 20% off, but if you can do it in the next 24 hours, I believe. I'm pretty sure this is right. Let me just get my cursor over there. But I believe he used the code. I think it's Stonks 40. It might be Stonksy 40, but try Stonks 40. That gets you 40% off the first month of Stonksy, I believe. So do use that if you can. I really need to confirm that. I was hoping we might have TMG watching us himself, but if you are, let me know what the thing is. I meant to look back at your stream from earlier, or your video from earlier, and see what it said. But anyway, okay. So looking at Bitcoin here now, Bitcoin has been going pretty much sideways over the weekend. In fact, when did that start? So from about Thursday, really. Let me get a little box thingy. There you go. So from Thursday onwards, maybe from, Thursday, I would say that we've been pretty much stuck in that range, haven't we? Just there. Popped a little bit above it there, a little bit below it there, but generally that's where we are. Stonksy did really well on the 1 hour, because what I was looking at was something that SMFC, the programmer of the bot, the Stonksy bot, I was talking to him the other day, and we were talking about this technique of looking at the oscillator down here. This is a Stonksy oscillator. You can actually just get this on its own if you want. If you don't want to pay the full price for, the whole Stonksy caboodle, you can just have this oscillator here for, I think it's 44 quid a month. Let me just check that. So this is this website, stonksy.io, okay? And what you've got here, so for £44 a month, that's a limited time offer. So do grab that if you can. 44 quid a month, you can get just the oscillator. But this one here, the monthly, I believe the code Stonks 40 is apparently the code. I did hear it when I was driving at the time, so I just heard him say it. So I think it's either Stonks 40, it might be Stonksy 40. There is also one that is live as well, which is SWC 10, which is one I was promoting. I have been promoting it for almost a year now. This gets you 10% off the annual fee. So if you think rather than 999 per year, it's actually 900 quid a year, which works out super cheap per month, and per week it's just like almost nothing. It's negligible. So do go and grab that if you can. So let's go back. I've done it again. I've closed the window that I meant to be showing you. Hang on a sec. Let's bring that back. That's there you go. Right. So what the plan was to look at the oscillator, pretty much only the oscillator, and look at it on the 1 hour time frame. And what we were looking for is when the red line here goes pink, or actually in the oscillator it's called light red, okay? Because you've basically got dark green, light green, you've got dark red and light red, although it looks pink to me. But SMFC assures me it's not pink, it's light red. So we had a few little blips where it tried to sort of lift off here and it didn't quite do it, but then all of a sudden it did. And if you see what it did there, that was the price down there. That was like 117,885, and then we went right up to 120, nearly 121. So that was like a phenomenal move there from just looking at the oscillator. Now, the other technique we looked at was looking at just the top pane of Stonksy and then putting on the Stonksy indicator. This is with this channel as well, okay? If you haven't got that enabled, you should have by default have that, but it's there, show channel, okay? If you turn it off, it looks like that. Turn it on, looks like that. Okay. So that shows you this channel here. And what we're looking for here is on the 6 minute time frame. Okay, if you go to 6 minutes there, let's make that a bit bigger. Now we're looking for instances where the background is green and Stonksy crosses over the lower boundary of this inner channel. Now, if you look back in the past when it's done this, for example, it did it here and it goes up really, really nicely. It did it, I think this one here. Yeah, this one was brilliant. So look, the price was up here, came down here. This was on the 17th of July, so middle of last week. Came down here, crossed over the boundary, the lower channel there, on a green background, and then boom, up we went. And that was a significant pump. That was like 1.8%, which is a big deal for Bitcoin. Obviously, if you're doing that on 10x leverage, you're going to make 18% profit, which is pretty amazing. And what we got today, we got just literally an hour or so ago. In fact, we've had two of these actually. We had this one here. This was at 9:36 yesterday morning. Okay, so you would have gone long from 118.086, and you could have ridden that up until it touched the upper boundary there at 118.550. Not bad. And then didn't quite touch there, but it did touch here, and that literally was Saturday afternoon. Now I've just realized that, yeah, so that was Saturday afternoon. So I thought that was today. Sorry. So today, right, what we've got, this was from super early this morning. So about 5 o'clock this morning. Okay. So the prices here came pretty low, didn't quite touch it. You've got a bullish confirmation there. Now, this is something that me and Dave have been talking about. Excuse me. It's something that me and Dave have been talking about, which is when you've got a green background, you get the green confirmation triangle. I must admit, with Dave, I did follow his settings, right? So I actually had the sensitivity on 8 and the confirmation period on 1 here. I'm now leaving these at the default, so that's 7 and 1. That's what I was advised to do by SMFC, the bot programmer. So he thinks that is the better way, and 1 and 8 isn't quite right. So I'm going to leave it with SMFC's settings. So yeah, SMFC is, as I say, the programmer of the bot of Stonksy. So it went really, really near there, but didn't cross over. But then this afternoon, literally, like I think it was about an hour ago. Yeah, 18:54. Oh, actually, about 15 minutes ago. Is that right? 18. Yeah. So about 15. Yeah, 15 minutes ago, that actually crossed over the border there. So to me, that is now looking bullish because we've got, well, lots of things really. You've got the green background, the green triangle confirmation, and now you've got the price coming down to the lower boundary of the inner channel. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, let me go through a few of the comments. There's John B. Okay, let's go. Let's go indeed. Dunderfunder, got the pro version of trading view, but can't change it to 6 minute time frame. Oh, with trading view, if you want the 6 minute time frame, you come up here and then you go to custom interval there, and then you can put in 6 minutes there. Okay, I've done it already, so obviously I can't do that. So that's what you do there. Oh, I see now. Okay, right. Okay, so glad you got there. Yeah, yeah. I think this is what SMFC was finding, that for some reason that the 6 minute time frame works really well. And in fact, the way he's programmed the bots um, for the Stonksy thing is let's get it the right way around. So the high frequency bot uses this 6 minute um, thing here, where it's looking for that break of that boundary there. There are a few other bits of magic as well that go on at the same time, but that's essentially it. And then the other one uses the thing I showed you earlier on, which is looking at the oscillator on the 1 hour, looking for it to go from red to pink or light red. So that's where we are. So that's looking pretty amazing. Let's have a look at Ethereum, because Ethereum is just on an absolute ripper, isn't it? Where's it gone? So even using this technique, which for the bot is just on Bitcoin at the moment, but let's just see if it would have worked using this technique. Well, straight away you can see 6 minute time frame, background goes green, you get the confirmation arrow there, and boom, up we go. Right. Also, if you look here, the price came down, crossed the boundary of the inner channel, lower boundary there, and we went up. And I don't think it's gone back ever again. It might be starting to a little bit now, but so far it's looking pretty damn good, I must say. If we look at Ethereum on using the 1 hour technique, so go to the 1 hour and then put the oscillator back on, you can see here that what you would have done here, same thing again, is, well, you could have done it several times. in fact, the most obvious one, you'd be looking for this bit when the price gets stuck down the bottom here. Sorry, not the price, the momentum gets stuck down the bottom there, and it goes to pink and starts going up. If you'd have done that there, you'd have been longing Ethereum from 2,200, and we're now at like 3,700. That could have been a phenomenal trade. In fact, I've actually got one on Bybit, which is pretty similar to that. I can show you if you want. There is a link to Bybit in the chat and also in the description of this stream. Sorry, I'm just trying to find my trade. So I did enter on one of those red to pink things into an Ethereum trade, and I have the entry might not be quite perfect because I've been adding to it on my way up, sort of thing. But if I show you this, you can see that using that with my Ethereum trade here, my entry price was 3,223, and the current price is now 3,737. I didn't start off on 20x leverage. I started off on 5 actually, and then I went to 10. And then when it's really picked up pace, I moved it up to 20. And each time I added the actual free margin back into the trade when I saw a bit of a dip. So it's been going fantastic, really. I'm not going to go any higher than that because that's quite silly for Ethereum. But that means I was using that with a margin of $744, and currently got a unrealized profit of $2,000. I've taken $329 profit already, and that is a percentage of, you can see it there, 271% profit. Really good. I mean, that is enough to pay, for Stonksy for getting on for a year, isn't it? Certainly quite a while. Even this one on Bitcoin, this one had quite a good entry as well, using a similar technique. And the entry here was 115181. also 20x leverage. I think this one did start off on like 10 or 15, I think. And this one, I'm using a margin of $845. So this one is currently like 50% in profit, $430. So, not too bad, actually. It's not the biggest trade in the world, but it's not bad. And let's go back to Ethereum. So Ethereum is really taking off now, isn't it? I just popped that on there, back on the 6 minute. Okay, it's having a little bit of a bounce off that top boundary there, but that's okay. I mean, one technique I did talk about on Thursday with SMFC on the live stream was when I was talking about Bitcoin, and I was saying, what works really, really well is if you go long on the crossing of the boundary there, okay, and then when you hit the top, now you don't have to do every one, but if you do a substantial rise like that one, and say you go like well beyond the top boundary, take a little bit of profit, and then wait for the price to do pretty much what it's done here. It's come back down to that lower boundary there now, and you could use that profit and then re-enter there. I mean, you could have even done that here. You could have gone sort of like long, take some profit, and then it would have been great. You'd have some money to add back in now, if that's what you want to do. I mean, I personally like to go long and let the trade get nicely into profit, by like say 50%, before I start sort of messing around with taking profit and adding back in, because obviously every time you do that, you ruin your entry slightly, don't you? But that's all really good. So I'm trading it on Bybit, and there is a link to Bybit in the description, and I also did pop one into the chat earlier on. Right, it's going to say hello to a few people. So who have we got here? Mr. Delta. Mr. Delta's always here, back in the room. I'm in the same room. Nick K, hi. He always says hello, Nick. It's great. Okay, brilliant. I'm glad you're all here, because it can get a bit lonely on a Sunday night. Everyone's gone out. Yeah, my daughter's off in town doing something. God knows what. Whatever 16-year-olds do. What do? They just sort of hang around, don't they? Just don't know what they do. Anyway, so that's cool. So some other things worth looking at. I know everyone jokes with me about this e-gold thing, and I did actually do a video this morning, sort of saying how fed up I was with e-gold, and look what happens as soon as I start slagging it off, then the price of it goes up quite nicely. But I don't think I'm going to hang on to this stuff forever. I've got a reasonable amount of it. I've got a few $1,000s worth of it, but it's not it's not my life savings. But I do need to decide what to do with it. My temptation is honestly just to sell it and then use that money to trade Bitcoin with, and just trade Bitcoin with larger amounts of money, and maybe sort of calm down a bit with my leverage. The only thing is, I know what I'm like. I get carried away, Okay. So we got Dunder Funder here saying, but that's just spot then. Oh, what, the e-gold? Yeah. I just own it. I've had it for a long time. I've had it in. I've been staking it in a thing called Hatton Protocol, but it's like the most confusing platform ever. I mean, I was doing a thing where like you basically stake your e-gold by turning it into like SE gold, and then you stake it on the Hatton platform by turning it into HSE gold, and then you provide it as collateral for loans. And by doing all those things, all the APRs add up, and it ends up being about 13%, by the time you've finished. But my thinking is 13% in a year. It's not a lot, really, is it? I mean, we quite merrily make 13% in a day. Trading crypto with an exchange. So that's why I'm really tempted just to sort of sell this and just use the money for trading Bitcoin, trading Ethereum. That's mainly what I do. Yeah, but I do want to see it at a higher price. I mean, my average buy price was $7, but I've sold bits and swapped bits into other stuff along the way. So all my decisions haven't been, well, they've not been brilliant with EGLD, Multiverse X. So yeah, there's that. But as soon as I started to slag it off, the price of it pumped a little bit. Yeah, so all these funny things like Hatem itself, that's from the protocol, that's gone up quite a bit. Anyway, some things I'm really pleased about. Borg, I know quite a few people here might use Swissborg. I do as well. I'm one of their premium Genesis people, So we're back now at the price we were at in February, which is good. I mean, Swissborg have made the decision. Actually, wasn't even just them. They actually did a proper governance thing, proper governance type voting thing. And they decided to not list on any central exchanges. I think it's still on one or two, but not big ones. But generally, it's actually kind of helped the price. It's quite weird, really. Right, Dunderfund are saying that's not a bad thing. Banks pay less. Right, I've forgotten what I'm talking about. That's not a bad thing. Banks. Oh, what the interest? Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, that's always the case with crypto, isn't it? Yeah. The only thing is, if you got an asset that could go down in value, then that's not so good, is it? Ideally, what you want is some sort of stable coin that pays you 13% interest, and then you'd be happy because that would be better than inflation, wouldn't you? I suppose. Mate, I was in crypto 2010, made a lot of mistakes. Well, I think we all did. I mean, I don't know anyone who claims to have made no mistakes whatsoever. And I think the actual thing that we talk about, saying don't play around with more money than you're willing to lose. I mean, we all say that, but do we actually mean it? I mean, I think it's actually not the amount you're willing to lose; it's the amount that is going to make a difference. So, if you were gambling with like your not gambling, if you're investing with your rent or your mortgage or your pension, for example, then it could be like disastrous if you lost it. If it's money that isn't going to impact your life, and I always think about that as it might impact your life for like a month or two, but this time next year, will you notice if you'd lost that money? That's what I think about. You don't want to be losing money that you're going to be thinking about for the rest of your life. Dunderfunder, can you check TRX 5-minute time frame with Stonksy? Yeah, of course I can. Let's just go out a bit with that. TRX. I suppose BLOFIN's as good as any. Let's look at the perpetual one. Okay, and so I'm just gonna have a quick look on the daily time frame just to see what it's been doing first of all. It's pretty good, isn't it? Well, was that just been? Well, it's obviously had that massive pump there in December 2024, but pretty much it's just been going up, hasn't it? I can see why you're into this, actually. Yeah, I must admit. And that was me. Obviously, I did some buy on the 16th of February. I think the way I tend to use Tron is, oddly enough, is to do with Swissborg, because I think it might have changed now. But if I bought something like USDT on Swissborg, with real money, with like fiat money, then the only option you used to have of sending it was via the Ethereum network. So it would cost, like €5 or €6 to send like any amount of Ethereum. So what I used to do is I didn't used to buy, to send USDT. So what I used to do, I didn't buy USDT. I used to just buy TRX, move that, because Tron's always like really, really cheap to move. I used to move it to whatever exchange I was going to do and wait for it to go up a bit in value and then sell it. So I obviously bought some then, didn't I? Obviously I've sold it now because I definitely haven't got any. But since then it's up, 32%. Nice. Anyway, just quick slurp. Hang on. I'm actually drinking beer, but I'm only drinking no alcohol beer, or very low alcohol beer. So just fancied some because it's Sunday night. Excellent. I might have another one. Hang on. Yeah, it's the cans of Proper Job 0.5 that I was talking about the other day. It's lovely stuff. It's great. Not quite as good as the real one, but I don't want to drink and stream. Anyway, drinking and trading is bad as well, so I don't do that either anymore. Anyway, right. So Tron on the 5-minute time frame. Okay, so that is doing something like that. Let's pop Stonksy on. Okay. I know you want the 5-minute. I'm going to look at it on the 6-minute just to see if there's any of Dean's magic signals. Not at the moment. You see, this is a good example of when the 6-minute thing works so beautifully. So you get the green background, the green confirmation triangle, and up you go. So at the moment, it's just there's not particularly any signal at all. There's a black background there, meaning it's in the no trade zone. As for what it does next, let's have a look. Need to go out a bit more. Let me just go to like 12-minute. 1 hour. Right. So the 1 hour is generally pretty good for for the bigger moves. So I would say pretty much like everything else at the moment, it's having a little bit of a sideways pullback weekend type movement. We are getting lower in this inner band here. So yeah. I think if it's going to pull back, it'll probably pull back to here to about 0.307. Or it could even come back to this here. These are like support lines that are drawn in by Stonksy. And these are normally pretty good. The price does tend to respect these pretty well. So if there is going to be a pullback, it'll be to about there, 307. But in fact, it's been up there to the top of the band and it's come down again. It's likely to bounce up and go back up again. So I think a little bit of sideways movement, and it'll probably follow whatever Bitcoin does, to be honest. So yeah, at the moment, I wouldn't be too put off by that red background because it just doesn't seem to know what it's doing at the moment, because I think it's just a very sideways thing at the moment. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, I can't really say a lot about that, to be honest. I'm not quite clever enough to give you any TA beyond what I'm seeing from Stonksy. So a bit more sideways, and then just watch whatever Bitcoin does, I reckon. Okay. Oh. Percentage. Not sure what you mean by that. No, we would do lol over and over, sort of. Oh, Stephen in the UK, howdy, sir. What's cooking? Just looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we're just having a quick look at Tron here for Dunder Thunder. Tron, I'm not sure what it's up to. I think it's just sort of going sideways and having a bit of a chill, waiting for to see what Bitcoin does. Tron was the best way to move BTC even today. Yeah, totally, absolutely. I mean, even moving like USDT via the Tron network, that's always one of the cheapest ways. Although I notice now, like BEP20 is like a really cheap way to move USDT. In fact, if you move money from, say, like, BitGet to another exchange, you can actually move USDT with the BEP20 network for free. So yeah, use it for transactions as well. I think there's a lot to be said for this. If you've actually got a crypto that you actually use for something, I think that's really good. That's much better than thinking like, oh, Casper's really good at the moment. Yeah, but what do you use it for? I mean, I don't know what it is, but if you're actually talking about something that you actually use, then that's a reason to actually have it, isn't it? And therefore it has a value other than just speculation. Because these things just get created and then people just buy and sell them because they want to make money with them. Nobody nobody knows what, I don't know. I mean, all right, things like I don't know, like fart coin. I mean, it might have a use one day, but like, I don't know, whatever. What are you saying about drink and stream, mate? Oh, I like my hero Tog Jan. Okay, not sure what you mean by that. 0.32522. Is that 0.325? 0.32. 0.32. That figure you mentioned is at the top of that channel there. So what's that? Is that like your TP or something? Oh, that's what you're hoping for. Okay. I hope. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, there's, yeah. I mean, it's like hard to say with the 5 minute, isn't it? It's going to go up and down quite a lot. Hang on a minute. You said 3.160. 3.16. Oh, you're looking for an entry, are you? 3.16. Yeah. Well, what you could do is you could look at it on the 6 minute. Mind you, we haven't got a green background, so be careful. Actually, what might be worth trying is that on a different exchange, So let's say, I don't know. Okay, X, no, because sometimes you will see a green background on a different exchange. That's Bitcoin. Right. No, I think they're all no trade at the moment. So yeah, it's having a bit of a pullback, isn't it? Let's go back out a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's been busy around this area, isn't it? That was like in June, though. Well, Stonksy's drawing this support line in here at 29497. That's quite low, though, isn't it? I mean, it just looks like it's generally wants to go up, doesn't it? Yeah, it's all good. All good, bruv. Thank you. Thank you yourself. Thank you for coming along. Anyway, can't you read the comments better than on home screen? Can't you read the comments better than on home screen? Yeah, I can, but there's a lot. What I'm doing is just going through them so I can put them on the screen so everyone sees them. Lagging a bit. Oh, okay. Lol. Shouldn't be much of a lag. Normally StreamYard tells me if there's a problem. I think it's okay. So yeah. So that's cool. So what else? So yeah. Oh God, Swissborg's off, isn't it? Oh, that's brilliant. I've got a load of this. Has that just shut up? That's since 5:30. Oh, that's gone up beautifully, isn't it? Yeah, I wonder what they're doing. Oh wow, it's up 30%. So I'm gonna have to go and have a sneaky check of how much my Swissborg account is worth. Sorry, I've got to do this. Can't blame me for that, can you? Oh, nice, brilliant. Oh yes, that's made me happy. Great, brilliant. The only thing is, I probably won't ever sell it because that gets me the what do you call it, the Genesis Premium thing. It's not a problem. Just if there are not a lot of comments, it's like easy to answer. But if you read it before it comes on screen, it's good. Okay. Yeah, there's a few things I need to look at. I'll check your account. Yeah, I just did, and it's tasty. It's tasty. I've seen it tastier, but it's good. Yeah, yeah. If you haven't got a Swissborg thingy, go and get it because it's really good. I really like the team. I went to their annual general meeting in Lausanne in Switzerland in 2022, and I met them all. I met Cyrus and Alex and Anthony. I was a lovely girl as well, Jackie, because she's got a great name as well. Jackie Pretty, she's an Australian girl who works for Swissborg. She was great. She gave me a T-shirt, Swissborg T-shirt. So it is my favourite T-shirt. What do you think of Tau? I don't think anything, but I'm happy to have a look at it. It's not anything that it's not even on my watch list, which amazes me. So, Tau. I suppose the Binance chart is as good as any. So, what's this been doing? Let me zoom out a little bit, or a lot. Just going to turn Stonksy off for a moment, just because it's an asset that I haven't really looked at. Was it? When was that? I didn't realize it. I thought this was like a really old, coin from 2020 or something. It's not particularly, is it? I don't know what it is. Seems to be behaving itself, and it's certainly not. How big are these moves? Are they enormous? Oh yeah, they are. That 200%. Okay, let's pop Stonksy on. Okay, so that's the daily. So let's look at it on the hourly. Oh, that's good. that was a nice Stonksy call, wasn't it? You know, it went green here in July. This is like the hourly time frame, you know, which is like, you know, my favorite really. And then, you know, green with a green confirmation triangle there. And, you know, if you'd have bought it then, well, it'd be up 36% there. Not bad. Not bad at all. In the very short time frame, let's have a look. You see, look at this. Did that cross there? Not quite. It did there, though. Oh, that wasn't a green background, though. I think it did there, didn't it? Not quite. To be honest, if I'd have seen that come down there, and we were on a green background, 6-minute time frame, if I'd have seen that come down there and go that close, I'd have probably longed that, you know. It's obviously easy to say if you didn't do it in the future, isn't it? But and that hasn't touched since then, is it? That's up 4.7%. Nice. I'm not sure what it's going to do next though, because that's been green for quite a while now. Yeah, I wouldn't enter any trades at the moment on that. But generally, it looks like a healthy token, doesn't it? Nice. Let me just have a look at the oscillator on the 1 hour. Oh, there, yeah. This is good. See, that's been red up until yesterday afternoon, and then boom, look from there, straight up there. This is a killer thing, you know. This looking for this oscillator going from red to pink. Really good. Nice one here, you know. That called out the bottom there, didn't it? And that's what you want. You want to find these bottoms, you know, particularly with a token like this, which is obviously healthy. You know, you want to get these pullbacks and long them or buy them or whatever you do. Brilliant. Nice. Yeah, I like it. It's good. I don't want to go back to Bitcoin now. I want to see what it's up to. I really wanted to see a bit of a breakout. I'll tell you why. Is because if you look at this on let me just right. So if we look at that on the 1 hour time frame. So for a trend line, if you're into trend lines, right, you want to see 3 touch points. So let's just put the magnet on. So there, and look, that middle one there. So about there, isn't it? That's what we're looking at. So what we want to see is it getting through that line, or is that done it already? I suppose that could have rejected there. Maybe that's what happened there. That's a bit annoying if it did. And have we got a support line? Sort of. Where that go to there? No, not quite. Let's make that one green. Green for support. Is that what we're looking at? It's not quite symmetrical, is it? It's not bad. In fact, But maybe it should be more like, no, I don't do that. I like, you know, I'm not a massive pattern guy, but sometimes they do work, I must admit. This isn't my favourite pattern, but it could work, couldn't it? Maybe that is more like that. Yeah, that's more symmetrical, isn't it? Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's what we're looking at. In which case, how does this work out? It's something like, isn't 67% chance to break out in the same direction as what it came in. So basically the price came in this way, so it's more likely to bounce out that way. I think it's something like that. If anyone knows, let me know. Cool. All right, done the fun. Good. Thanks again. Thank you again for coming. If it breaks, it breaks. Well, yeah, of course. It does make sense somehow. Yeah. That doesn't give us very long, does it? That, you know, that will do something by tomorrow afternoon. And realistically, it's not going to get to the end of that triangle. The only thing is with these is sometimes, you know, people get all excited because they see it like squashing up into the end of the triangle, and then nothing happens. It just sort of drifts along. You know, doesn't happen that often, but sometimes it does. It just drifts along. It doesn't do anything exciting. It's like, well, that wasn't a triangle then. So what do you do then? I don't know. I always think that about those Elliott wave people as well. You know, because partly because I can't get my head around learning all about it, but you know, they say, oh, this is a B wave and a C wave and all that sort of stuff, and then they say it's going to do this that will, you know, validate that, blah blah blah, and then it doesn't work out, and they go, okay, well, that's not valid then. So it's something else. So it's like, all right, well, it's great, you know, when it follows what you do, it works, and when it doesn't, you just go, oh, that's invalid. That's because it wasn't what we thought it was. Like, I don't know, it just seems really bizarre to me. The old Elliott wave people. Cool. Right. We're actually coming up to an hour already. Just me babbling away. Crypto.com's coin as well. That's been quite interesting. I've got I thought I had it on my list. I've got Crow BTC. There you go. This is doing all right, actually. I think they've got some sort of like deal going on with Emirates Airways or something. Is you're going to be able to pay with Crow or something on their planes, something like that. But yeah, so you know, 1 hour time frame. It's been, well, it's been mostly long, hasn't it, since the 8th of July. But you know, little blips of red, but generally, yeah, not bad at all. I've got a big pile of this as well because I've got one of the cards, you know, so I've got it staked to get the card. So that's cool. In fact, the way it works now is because you get the various card tiers by what the CRO is worth. You know, when I originally got the card back in 2020, you had to have like 100,000 CRO, which then was about, I think I paid about 6,000 euros. You know, to get the 100,000 CRO, which I think it was about 6 cents. I think that was 6 cents in euros, and then it went down to 4, which is a bit annoying. So I thought, oh, I've just lost 2 grand, and then it went up to like 12 or something. So overall, since then, the price has been up a lot. It went up to nearly $1 actually at one point, but now it's back down to 12. But it has been super cheap over the past year or so. I can see. It came down to like 7 cents. I suppose really, it's only been down to the price I bought it at. But yeah, now it's rocking on the way up. And that's cool. I actually just noticed there on a 12-hour time frame, getting a green background on Stonksy there. That's very cool. And it's green on the daily as well. Brilliant. Yeah, so I'm happy about that. So I'm happy about quite a lot of things, actually. CRO versus BTC is doing okay. CME, there is a CME gap. Let me just see if I can get the... I did notice earlier on that I've got a bookmark set for the CME thing, and it doesn't really work. That should be, I don't know, unless I've got an old URL or something. That's not good, is it? I mean, is that like the CME gone wrong? Sorry. Yeah. Why is it doing that? Okay, it's not totally doing that. Let's try that again. Okay, maybe that's just a temporary thing. Might be something at my end. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, there was a CME close. It was here at about 117,565. Oh, that's interesting. That's pretty much where we are now. Oh no, CME closed 117,670. Sorry, that's not where we are now, is it? Of course, because that's the CME chart. There is a slight premium on this, but what I did do was I thought I marked it on my chart like a similar amount. Maybe I didn't. Okay, yeah. So 117, whatever I said, that means yeah, we could see a little dump tonight if it did want to, jump down, fill that gap. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, eh? Doesn't have to, of course. But yeah, it's okay though. 118,405. Maybe we're doing all right. Yeah, nice, cool. All right. Crypto coding fitness says, I think it's all probability. Well, that's it, isn't it? That's what the whole thing's about. The whole of technical analysis is you can't predict the future, but you can see things where you think, the probability of the price going up or down is this probability. Therefore, you make a decision, which way you're going to trade it. If it doesn't work out that way, that's because that's not what happened, So at that point, you go, okay, my idea was invalid. Let's look for something else, and that's how it goes, really. Okay. All right. Well, that's my kind of hour up. Unless anyone wants to talk about anything else, I might just leave you all, and then we can regroup tomorrow. Tomorrow is actually my final day. I think it is. Anyway, I think it's my final day of doing the Stonksy show on my own. So I think we've got Dave back on Tuesday. So it'd be great if we can get like a nice mob of people to turn up for my final stream, and then and hopefully I'll get invited back one day. That'd be really nice. I really want to find that code for Stonksy. Let me just have a little look on TMG's channel. I'm sure it was. So I'm just looking on a different computer because it was 40% off, but it's like 40% off, but only like for 24 hours. That's weird. I just found a channel that looked like his, but it wasn't. Oh, I don't know. No, I'm pretty sure it's Stonk 40, or Stonks 40. So, yeah, what I'll do is I'll find out, and I will put it in the pinned comment. No, I won't, because I can't pin comments on this channel. I'll put it in a comment, but I think it's Stonks 40. Try that. If it doesn't work, try Stonksy 40. That should give you 40% off your first month of Stonksy if you sign up in the next 24 hours. So give that a go. All right. So let me just check for comments. Okay, that's good. Right, I think we're done then, folks. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when the CME opens tonight. I'm expecting a sort of like push up towards it, maybe a dump once the CMA opens, and then maybe we'll go up, like, do a bit of climbing up tomorrow. It is Sunday when Saylor normally does his kind of like buying, doesn't he? So if you see any kind of like staircasing up of the price, you'll probably have a guess that's Saylor up to his tricks again. And what normally happens there is, like, it goes up in a staircase and then it sort of like dumps the following day. Anyway, can everybody please like the like the stream on your way out? Do make sure you are subscribed and you've got the notifications set on all. My name's Saber Crypto from the YouTube channel called Saber Crypto. Please do check out my channel and subscribe over there as well. I'll be back on this channel. I'll be back here tomorrow at 1 p.m. UK time, which is midday UTC tomorrow. That's for my final solo stream. Dave will be back on Tuesday, and then I believe I will be on the show with Dave on Wednesday. And I'm really looking forward to that, because it'd be nice to catch up and have a little chat about what's been going on. And I think it's really funny that he's kind of like, he took a week off and Bitcoin went a bit mental, and so did altcoins as well. Anyway, so yeah, any questions, leave in the comments. As I said, do make sure you are subscribed. Check out Stonksy. Also, at the top of the chat, I did leave a couple of links for BLOFIN, which is a non-KYC thingy, non-KYC exchange. And also there's a link to Bybit as well, which is an excellent place where you can trade stuff as well, if you can, in your jurisdiction. Dunderfunder saying check Beam off stream. I will do. Okay. All right. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Right. Have a great end of the weekend. Right. See ya.